Morning, everyone. Kim McCarthy with the Pipeline Strategies, and we are jumping into the Pipeline Podcast. I am walking on a trail with Pixie Blue. I love this girl. And she's the one you're actually going to be looking at while we're walking and talking. So let's start that right now. Let's talk about getting jobs. So right now it's almost the end of January. And if you are a job seeker, I want you to look back, take a little reflection moment on the past 3 months. So from Halloween until about the second week of January, just take a little review on that. Were you looking for a job actively? Did you get a lot of responses? Probably not. And here's why. Because not a whole lot of recruiting actually happens between Halloween and the second week of January. Seasonal hiring, of course, because that's the seasonal time. But anything else is really just filling a pipeline. And that can be very frustrating for the job seekers. We all want to know what's going on. I feel that my experience best qualifies me for this position, this role, these activities, etc. And what you don't know is they're just filling a pipeline. So you end up being in competition with like 600, 1,200 other candidates who are then simply filtered through the ATS system. That's the recruiting system. So it doesn't seem fair. It seems stacked against you. And sometimes it is. But what you need to keep in mind is it's pipeline filling time. Halloween to middle of January. I'm sorry to say it's not about you, boo. It's about a pipeline. And here's where we get into the next part, and that is, why are you looking for a job at this time? In case you don't realize this is pipeline filling time. More than likely, it's because you need a job. You need extra money. Got to pay the bills, got to pay the rent, need to eat, those types of things. And well, they're all very real and they're all very valid. But as you're seeking out these roles, oh yeah, she likes to kick it. As you're seeking out these roles, which are more than likely bill payers. Oh God, I gotta hurry up and get something so I can not be late on a bill. Well, let's start talking about your passion. And quantum physics is gonna pop in here as well. We're gonna have a full episode on quantum physics, but the summary, the executive summary is energy particles resonate with other energy particles, like-minded, so to speak, the same frequency energy particles. So give it attention, and energy particles react to that attention. So some people hear it as the law of attraction, and oh God, no, that's just Pixie likes a rough trail. Well, let's see if hold on, Pix. Because we have fresh, slushy snow. And now I'm walking on ice. This is a frozen little creek bed. Anyway, so we'll go into more detail about quantum physics and particles and how they react to you and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it's really important to know, when you're looking for a job, do you resonate with it? Is this something that initiates or activates passion within you? And passion comes in a lot of different forms. But the main thing is you're going to feel it in your belly. You're going to feel if there's excitement wrapped around this. If you identify a challenge between yourself and either the position, the contract, the project, any of that, you're going to feel that. But if your reaction is, oh God, I got to get a job, you're not going for passion. And as frustrating as that is, oh, this makes me sad. There used to be a teepee here. Yeah. See, that picnic table bench was inside the teepee. There are all the branches. That's sad. Pixie liked to go in there and smell. Oh, well. Anyway, so if the passion isn't there, if you're not resonating with the job, the activity, the project, any of that, I hate to say it, but all you're doing is spinning your wheels. Either you're not going to get the job, or worse, you'll get the job and hate it. Ugh, I just hate life. And that's part of the purpose of Jump Into the Pipeline podcast, is to not get stuck in those situations, because we all know we got to pay the bills. And I'm here to say that it will happen. You'll pay your bills, but there are other ways of going about it. And I think the more people talk about it and work with energies and frequencies and all these quantum particles, that you'll be able to have better success, whether that's getting a job quicker than normal, or a job that's more satisfying, a job you don't hate going to, completing. We've all had those. We know what it's like. So, by the way, Pixie, she loves, of course a husky loves snow, but man, the snow just seems to activate smells around her. She's a hunter. She is definitely, come on, babe. That's passion for her, is to find a critter, and then she bounces on it. There goes a rabbit. Yeah, and huskies, they are built for speed. They are built for racing, but specifically racing in snow and pulling things. Well, Pixie, has the best of both worlds, really. See, oh yeah, she knows where that rabbit was. She's a husky mute, a husky and a Malamute. Malamutes are, they're built for pulling things, like one dog pulling 3,000 pounds in Arctic weather. So put those two together, speed and pulling. Well, that's my little girl. Yeah, we all have our challenges. We all have our success corners. Her success corner is the one for speed and pulling. Yeah, pigs. Well, that's just disturbing my nature time. I hope they're safe. So, anyway, back to focus. Let's get back into the pipeline. Your job, looking for a job. Does it bring passion? How do you identify the passion? You will feel it in your belly. I promise you, you will feel it in your belly. You have these cool, energetic centers, these meridian points, all in your body. That's kind of like, think about it as a GPS unit. It tells you when you're on the right track and when it's not. That's that horrible bottoming out of your belly feeling like, oh God, no. Just as much as your belly's full of excitement and you can't contain yourself, with, oh my God, I can't believe it's happening. So your body is resonating with and for you. Start paying attention to it. And we're also, I'm so excited. I've spoken with human design consultants, and that's absolutely fascinating because there are different types that my type in particular it's called a sacral response. And it's kind of like a way to ask your body when you have a sacral response within the human design system. That sacral response tells you if you can do something or not, energetic wise. Like, I don't think it's a good idea to do this. And you can actually feel that. Everyone has that feeling, a meridian channel, a meridian point. They all work in your system. And if you have not been working on them to this point, it's time to introduce yourself. You and your meridian systems are so closely intertwined that you don't realize how decisions are made, really. People will say, get out of your head, or, oh, that's a gut feeling, or there are lots of different ways of expressing it. More importantly is recognizing it, understanding what message you're receiving and what does it mean. That's all very, very important. So let's get back to your passion. Do you love what you do? Whatever it is. There are people who absolutely adore, like myself, puzzles. I love figuring things out. I just absolutely love the resolution issue. I can identify the problems, the issues, and then there's a big gap between that and ideal, what you have and what's ideal for what you want. And it's the in-between that's the hardest to work with and to bridge, to connect together. And that's where you got to do a lot of this work. So if you don't have the passion for something, whether it's solving a puzzle or perhaps it's creating something of beauty and joy, artwork, music, pottery, all of that. It can be engineering, it can be anything. Where is your passion? Follow it. There are so many meridian channels in your body, not just the so-called gut instinct. So bounce it off the different parts of your system to see, do I have the energy to complete a project or get into this job? Listen to yourself, your body. It's talking. You've had it long enough. You should have an intimate relationship with your body. So know what it says. And you'd be surprised how quickly things come together when you're listening, and how quickly things fall apart or get very difficult when you're not. So, passion projects, contracts, jobs, roles, any of that, make sure the passion is in there. Don't just take a job just because you need the money. If you have to do that, then know your role. Know that you're only going to do it for a short term. Put that expiration in there. and have all the activities between, so that you're making progress towards your goal. And what help do you need? Oh my God, there's so much help out there. Social media. What do you want? My highest and best recommendation is always LinkedIn. You would be surprised what the variety of professional roles and people out there. It used to be very traditional, and now there are all sorts of non-traditional roles and companies. And so get onto LinkedIn, get active. You have to be active. Show people what you know. You'd be surprised. Not just being, if you're on YouTube, don't just stick with YouTube, especially if you're an influencer or a creator. You got to get on other social media, and not just the pay platforms such as, Patreon and Discourse and whatnot. Like start conversations on LinkedIn, alignable. Of course, there are others, your traditional go-to platforms, LinkedIn, X. She loves to look for mice. Come on, Pixie, let's go. Come on. Pull her away. The human pulling the Malamute. Anyway, so I would recommend, regardless of your profession, education, experience, get your presence built up on LinkedIn. Get people not just talking about you, but you want people talking with you, to you. Get people interested in what you do, what you provide, and how you can make their lives a little better, easier, more productive, more efficient, higher payouts. Everyone's always money oriented. So figure out how you can improve someone else's. Yep. And do it within your passion. That's the best way. If you're not passionate about customer service and that's what you're looking for, then, well, move along, Missy. There are plenty of crappy CSR agents out there. And there's a reason why they're crappy. One, they're crispy fried. If they were once good at it, now they're crispy. And they are not being promoted or given the opportunity to grow within their roles. And there are people who don't want to grow, and that's perfectly fine. But when you stay in a position and now you start to regret it, or it's like reverse anticipation of a call coming in. Like, oh God, I'm dreading dealing with another person, another problem, another issue. When they're always like that, you're just tired. Get out, get a new role, get a new gig. I don't know what that is, Pixie. She's eating something. Trail treats. Anyway, so you got to do this for you. It's for you. Right, Pix? Yeah, Mama. No, we're not going back for the treat. So this is for you. Don't adapt yourself for something that doesn't create passion within you. If it creates dread, don't pursue it. Even if you just need the money. Because 99% of the time, you're not going to get that job anyway. And you're going to be frustrated because you didn't get a job that you didn't want in the first place. And how awful is that? No, you're worth it. You are absolutely worth it. You have value, and you should pursue the value that bubbles up your passion. So there you go. Add your questions, your comments. Add them below. Going to be adding a lot more to this. I've interviewed a lot of people and all the pre-production information, and there is just so much information to come to help you, help your businesses, help your activities, so that we're happier, more productive, and better people. We need a better representation of people, because at least what I've seen, and I'm going to keep it broad, in my country, I've seen a lot of nasty things and people not being lovely to each other, especially for things that they have no control over. If you have no control over something, don't be a dick. 4 simple words: don't be a dick. Can change it. Don't be a Karen. Sure, it works. So let's be good to each other. Let's raise ourselves up. Absolutely. Raise ourselves up. I start my day with a little coffee. Oh, I don't know if you can see that. There is a hawk. I love seeing hawks. It's in the tree. It's just hanging out, looking for its morning breakfast. Unfortunately, I get to see these lovely creatures all the time, and they help with my energy. Because quite frankly, if I didn't get outside, I didn't have time to myself, I'm kind of difficult to be around. And you probably are too. Whatever it is, maybe you need to run. Maybe you need to do yoga. Maybe you just need to sit by a running river. But yeah, know what changes your energy, makes you feel good, happy, blessed. And if you're feeling anything else, why don't you try changing your environment along with your focus? All right? All right. So there we go. Talking about passion, talking about what happens during Halloween to the second week of January. Yep. Review that, and I'm sure you will see the same. You'll see it. Now it's working with it. Thanks for jumping into the pipeline. Have a great day.